Come journey with me as I take us back. The times of so many are long gone, but the rewards of their efforts, they're gone and come now to the time of slavery, when sisters such as Sojourner thought we, not me. That man in black over there, he said that women can't have as much rights as men because Christ won. Where did your Christ come from? From God, and man had nothing to do with it. If the first woman that God made was strong enough to turn the world upside down all alone, these women together ought to be able to turn it right side up again. And now that they're asking to do it, the men better learn. Obliged to you for, yeah. They'll be saved. They'll be saved. My name is Harriet. They're telling me some folks like to call me Moses, because I laid over 300 of my people out of slavery. To thee was the Lord let us all to free. I reckon I was some 25 years when I reasoned this out in my mind. There was one of two things I had a right to: liberty or death. If I could not have one, I would have the other, for no man would take me alive. I should fight as long as my strength lasted. And when the time came for me to go to war, let me. I was born 15th of 17 children, and the first to be born free of slavery. This was in Maysville, South Carolina. When my father first laid eyes on me, he said to my mother, "She's different, Nancy." And my mother replied, "She is a child of Christ." I asked the Lord to send us a child to show us the way out. Of course, I thought he'd bless us with a son, but thy will be done. My grandmother told me I had been sent to my parents to be a leader. She said she knew this by the strokes in my forehead. Even from the beginning, I was destined to walk through many doors, and on a number of occasions, the first of my race. Growing up in the all-black town of Edenville, Florida, for me, Zora Neale Hurston, the store porch was the most interesting place I could think of. It did not take me long to know what was meant when a girl was spoken of as ruined, big. For instance, somebody would remark, Adele is ruined, you know. Somebody was telling me, a pitcher can go to the well a long time, but it's bound to get broke sooner or later. Or someone or a girl would come switching past the store, and some man would come along too. "Hey, sugar, what you got on the rail for the list?" Then again, some man would say, "I got to get me my girl right. If one more take up, I got to get me another." One man told a woman to hold her head closed because he wanted to put a bug in her. He was sitting on the bottom. So she stooped over there, whatever it was he wanted to whisper in her ear. And then she straightened up sharply and pulled away from him. "Why, you," she exclaimed, "the idea of the fact. You know I'm a good church worker, and you would eat it." He didn't seem to be ashamed at all. "That's the point I'm trying to come out on, sister. Two clean sheets can't ruin one another." My Southside childhood scenes were the ordinary city kinds, full of street games and other remembers have turned into fine ballets these days, and rhymes that anticipate what some people insist on calling modern poetry. Oh, Mary Mac, all dressed in black, with silver buttons all down her back. She asked her mother for 50 cents to see the elephant elephant, elephant, jump the fence, fence, fence. He jumped so high, high, that he touched the sky, 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 and he didn't come back till the 4th of July, lie. Oh, I remember. What I did silently and without any fanfare. It seemed to me that if there were hungry children, something was wrong. And if I did nothing about it, then I would be wrong too. This was my first introduction to class differences among my own people. We were the not so poor. Before my experiences at school, I believed that everyone lived the way we did. I always thought it was fortuitous that I was among those who had escaped the worst. One small twist of fate, and I might have drowned in the muck of poverty, disease, and illiteracy. That is why I never believed I had the right to see myself as any different than my brothers and sisters who did all the suffering for all of us. We had come forward, despite our own ignorance and gullibility, and the ignorance and rapacious greed of our assailants. There was much to cry, much to mourn. Yet in my heart I felt exalted knowing there was much to celebrate. Although separated from our families, languages and customs we had dared to continue to live. We had crossed the unknowable ocean in chains and ridden into its mystery. Deep freedom, my home is over Jordan. Through the centuries of despair and dislocation, we have been created because we had faced down death by dying. Come journey with me.
Adilah Barnes is a veteran of television, movies, and theater. Tonight she played the role of 7 well-known African-American women.
She becomes African-American women in history, and there's about 6 to 8 of these women that she takes on their personas and teaches about these women who were very important women in history.
Diane says exposure to diversity is very important for UNK students and the community. Adilah Barnes calls her performance edutainment, educating and entertaining the audience at the same time. She also feels strongly about her message.
My intent is that people will become much more aware of some of the women who have contributed to American fabric of society, and perhaps even be totally introduced to some of these women maybe that they've never ever heard of.
A few of the women Barnes portrays include Harriet Tubman, Zora Neale Hurston, and Maya Angelou. She also chose these women for a reason.
I wanted to choose women that had different temperaments, that lived during different eras, that contributed in different fields, different personalities. I wanted to try to find women who would bring together a really eclectic kind of tapestry.
Barnes developed the show 12 years ago, growing from her work with the African American Drama Company. She's toured 31 states and Europe. In Kearney, Christina Gilman, NTV News.